Okay, this video is to show a few things about PowerPoint and accessibility. This one is a good example because it has a lot of images in it. It actually started out to be 44 slides. I have reduced it to 11 slides just to make it more manageable for this purpose. Truthfully, if you can get away from it, you should probably not use a PowerPoint slideshow. That you can make it accessible, but there are always going to be issues in the reading of it with a screen reader. So, of course, making it more engaging by lecturing on the PowerPoint and then making it doing screen captioning to make it the video accessible is a better way to go, if at all possible. So the slideshow that we're looking at, just like in Word, the best way to begin is to go to File and check for issues. And you can check accessibility that way. And it will open up the accessibility pane, which just makes it easier to work with the eras. So the first one is a picture, and when I click on it, it selects it. And you'll find that it's highlighting this picture here that looks like some men moving boxes, loading and unloading boxes in a warehouse. So I can right click the picture in the right place and edit alt text, and I'm going to just say picture of men unloading and loading boxes in a warehouse. And then once I've done that, it goes away. So picture 2, and this one is an invoice with labels of the different parts of an invoice. And then that one goes away. So as you correct them, it does go away in your accessibility checker pane. Slide 7, the same thing. Many times in these math PowerPoints, it will teach something using an image. And if it does that, that's a huge problem because you have to really teach it in the alt text, which would make that alt text pretty lengthy. So again, your best bet in that kind of situation is to actually lecture over it and make it a video and screen caption the video. There are other methods, of course, to doing that. So you would correct all of those. And the warnings I also try to correct. The warning here, it does not, and I should have mentioned this on the Word video, but it does not like in Excel, for instance, it does not like anything in a table merged or split cells. So do not do that if you can keep from it. For it to be accessible, really, it should not be, there should not be any of that. And of course, the other thing, just like in Word, you want to be careful what colors you use, what font style you use. It should never be a fancy font style. Unfortunately, our documents should not be that creative, simply because it makes it hard for the screen reader, and really it makes it hard for many students with a lot of different possible disability issues. You may not even want to label them as that, but they can learn better, and makes it easier for them to read without the distractions of a font that's real fancy and other things, videos or images and those kinds of things, especially if the image has nothing to do with the content. The other thing I want to tell you about that's unusual to PowerPoint, and I've created a blank slide here to show you this. When you do a text box, so if I go to Insert and I decide on this blank slide that I want to draw my own text boxes, Of course, it's missing a slide title, and it tells me that, so I need to put a slide title on this one. But it also does not like text boxes unless they're put in the master view. So I'm going to delete that. And if you go to View and Slide Master, on my blank one that I just added, I can draw the text box there, and it'll like it a whole lot better. Again, I still need a title, but it will like it better that the text box has been put in Slide Master View, and then close that master view. In most cases, when we start a new slide, we just use the slide that we want to use that already has those in there that put them in the slide master. All of those pre-formatted slides are in the are done in the slide master, so you don't have to worry about it. And then the last thing I'll mention about PowerPoint, it doesn't like duplicate slide titles. So if you have a slide that's going to take up more than one slide, be sure on the second slide that you name it something different. You want to try to avoid that, but having two slides with two different types of with the same type of content, but I know sometimes you just have to do that. So be sure that it has a different name on it, because it doesn't like duplicate slides. That confuses the screen reader. That's the end of this very short video about PowerPoint. I hope the tips were helpful.